Today, we're going to talk about what Bryson said in the press conference regarding the question I was able to ask him. And what an incredible opportunity it was just to even be there. Made the most of it. All right, we're going to get it right into the question I asked him because it was around YouTube. Like, why do you do YouTube? Let's just take a listen to Bryson answering. We'll hear the question and his response right now. Take a listen. Yeah, Bryson, congratulations.
Thank you.
When you were at the U.S. Open, you were signing autographs, and there was a kid who said, "I love your content." And I'm wondering, why do you make YouTube videos when you don't have to? And it could come at a compromising risk with your time at becoming the top golfer in the world.
It was a risk a year and a half ago. But I knew it was a way for me to get my voice out there, inspire a younger generation. I saw what Mr. Beast did in 2016, all the way up to where he is now. Over 200 million followers, a kid from Greenville, North Carolina. And, just an entertaining character, not an athlete. I said, why can't an athlete do something like that? Why is that not possible? He's inspiring millions of people. Why aren't we maximizing that? Why isn't there an opportunity to do that? And I saw that light, and I said, look, I want to try this. So it was in 2021, I think, we produced our first video. It was a week on tour video, and it got 1 million views. And that was with no production budget. There was no, we just going out there and filming and then pumping it on YouTube. And no paid ads, no media spends or anything like that. It just happened. And everybody loved it. And I said, wow, there's some potential here. How do I make this not only legitimate, but how do I do it all the time and create great content that people want to see, so people can not only be entertained, but see who I truly am? And that was kind of the foundational build off of that, and it's grown into what it is today. And it does require some finagling in regards to how much time do I spend there and how much time do I focus on being the best golfer I can be. But what's nice is that when I'm playing these challenges, it keeps me in that creative mindset. It keeps me focused on playing golf and how do I shoot the lowest score? How do I do the best in that moment? So even though I'm filming, I'm still practicing and working. So it's a symbiotic relationship that I have with YouTube that allows me to be the best that I am currently and give my best to the fans.
That was an incredible answer. And here's what I really, when I played it back and watched it, even when I was there, a lot happens. You ask a question, and then you kind of are zoned out or whatever, just from answering or asking a question. So I noticed, even when I was there, he jumped in, he was ready to answer the question as soon as I said risk. And I felt it even when I was asking the question, but I made sure that I was going to finish the question because I really wanted to make sure I hit the fact that it could come at a risk to becoming the top golfer in the world. And I wanted to finish that. But once I said risk, he was ready. He was chomping at the bit to get into it because you could tell he loves the YouTube platform. And he was really inspired by Mr. Beast. And he wants his heart, in Bryson's heart, you could feel that he wants to reach as many people as possible to inspire them to take up the game. Kids, whoever it is, he is genuinely excited about this. And what's interesting is that we all know he thinks a little outside of the box. One-length irons, the weird shaped, bulging effect that he now has with his irons. The fact that his swing is a little unorthodox. The fact that he wanted to be it still is trying to hit the ball as far as possible. Was a long drive contender, second world long drive. He's doing things, and it's not that he's doing things out of the box. It's that he's thinking things out of the box. And that's really the key. And what's inspiring and incredible about what he's been able to achieve. Because in order to have success, you have to think outside of the box. You can't just be the same as everybody else, because that's just going to lead you kind of in the safe space. Now, if you want to live in the safe world, fantastic. Nothing wrong with that. But if you want to have great success, you need to think differently. Like Steve Jobs said, think different. You have to think differently if you want to achieve a different level of success that if you want to go somewhere nobody's been, you have to think about that and have that creative mindset. And so the YouTube space was obviously something that he thought, hey, if Mr. Beast is doing this, why can't I do it? I've said numerous times, I don't think you could be a content creator and play golf at the highest level because there's a time compromise. Well, he answered that question. That's what I wanted to know about. Like, how do you juggle the risk? And he's like, look, I'm doing these challenges, and my mindset is that I'm training my mind to always be in competitive mode. And that's the key. If you want to be and compete at the highest level, those challenges, whether you're playing with a junior set of clubs, whether you're giving somebody a 10-shot lead, whether you're trying to break 50, a low score, or play the forward tees, whatever it is, you're always training and working on the competitive side of your mind. And so if you're going to win a US Open or whatever it is, you have to train that. And that's not easy to do. You could practice all day, but that's not training that competitive mindset. Bryson's practice a lot is just repetitive motion. He's just hitting balls. We're trying to repeat motion, get that same feeling. But how do you put that under the gun in competition when you're nervous, when everything's on the line? Oh, you can do challenges and things like that. And he has obviously a great team behind him where he's able to say they kind of handle all the filming and do all the work and all the production side of it. So he doesn't have to necessarily deal with making a thumbnail, uploading a video, analyzing statistics. He just has to worry about creating challenges, things to think about, and then going out and implementing those during his practice time. What I loved is how excited he seemed to answer the question about something he's super passionate about YouTube. He couldn't wait to jump on the answer. And he gave such a detailed, specific, articulate answer. It didn't just roll off the tongue. He thinks about this stuff in a way where he's ready. He knows the answer already because it's something he thought about for a long, long time. And he had to make a decision. Hey, is this a risk or is it a benefit? And it turned out to be, so far, a huge benefit for him. A lot of people won't do that. They won't want to create content on YouTube because it's out of the box for them. It's not what they normally do. They're used to practicing a certain way, going about their business a certain way, being real insular. And so doing something like this is uncomfortable for them. It takes them out of their normal everyday routine, which is super structured. That's how they have become the greatest, among the greatest players in the world. Bryson thinks differently. He's a think different kind of guy. And it has propelled him not only in his play. He just won the greatest golf tournament, the US Open. So one of the more, 4 majors out there. So he's one of the greatest players in the world. But it's also given him a new level of fans, a new fan base, because kids are coming out because they see his content. And then that is growing the game. There's all these initiatives to grow the game, but this specifically is creating and generating a whole new fan base. That's what I love. That's what makes the game exciting. He obviously has a huge fan base, and it's allowed us to know Bryson on a different level. If you're only playing golf and you only get press conferences and snippets here and there, yeah, you're going to say some things that might not go over too well. You're going to come across a little different than everybody else, and it might not go as smoothly as you would like. This YouTube lets us get to know him everybody get to know him on a whole new level, and it's created it's actually grown the game in a quantifiable, realistic, tangible way that we could put our finger on and said, this equaled that. And that is huge for the game. And I hope more players like Bryson are willing to step out of the box and try some content creation, because I think that is really what is moving the game in a whole new direction. Let me know your thoughts below. Make sure you subscribe to the channel here, the podcast, if you haven't done so already. See you guys soon. Take care.